Good day to you. Appreciate y'all being here. This is the Hold My Ball podcast. Our guest today is a young man with what I see as a very, very bright future. So did the Pittsburgh Pirates when they drafted him 9th overall in the 2024 draft. Currently doing exactly as advertised. He's hitting .330 in his first season in professional baseball. He's got 8 jacks. This man is fast. He's very fast. Steals bases. Does it all. A true athlete in every sense of the word, playing a little short and a little center field for the Pittsburgh Pirates currently, and quite the decorated high school athlete. Great conversation with this kid, Mr. Konnor Griffin. Start the music. Let's get into it. Welcome to the Hold My Ball podcast. I'm your host, Jake Savicki. Our guest today, a decorated high school baseball player. This dude is a 4-time state champ, most outstanding player, 22, 23, and 24. 2024 Baseball All-America High School Player of the Year. 2024 Max Preps National Player of the Year. Prep Baseball Mississippi Player. Okay, this is enough, dude. That's too much. This is a 9th overall pick in the 2024 draft. Konnor Griffin, what's up, man?
How we doing? It's good to have you.
I'm good. I'm running out of breath on the intro there. You got too many things going on, dude.
It was a fun high school career.
I'd say so, man. I'm going to finish now. This is, how many Player of the Year awards did you win?
I don't know the exact number off my head, but I would say 5 or 6.
Yeah, you never heard of the old, leave some for the rest of us? Take them all?
I just gave it all I had, man. It was a fun career.
I love that. The Pirates, man. The Pirates. You guys are obviously you're in your first full season here, and we just talked. You're in Florida. How's it going so far? When you have this kind of high school career, which is, absolute domination, it just in every aspect. Your senior year pitching 10-0. 0.7 ERA, 67 innings, 107 Ks, 127 batting average. This is, and you're drafted as a shortstop outfielder. So obviously the offensive numbers during your high school senior year clearly match the pitching, but you're now mostly played a little short, some center field too?
Yeah, mostly at short right now. I'm getting some time in center, but I think the Pirates' goal is to keep me at short for a long time right now.
I like it. Is that what would you prefer? Obviously you're gonna do whatever, but
yeah, I really don't care. I've played center field all my life, so when I get back out there, that honestly feels more natural. But I've been working super hard at short, doing some early work every week and just trying to make sure I can, look athletic, try to just look natural out there.
Yeah, probably not gonna be too tough, dude. You are 5-tool guy. You got obvious speed. You have, how many stolen bases you got right now? 17 last time I checked. 18. Where are you at?
Yeah, I think around 17, 18.
Caught stealing a few times. High percentage.
Yeah, a few.
You're the real kicker for high school with all these stats you have was the 87 stolen bases. Was that your senior year?
Yeah, that was just senior year.
I was like, that's not for a high school career. And then I saw it was in 2024. I'm like, holy crap. What do you play? 35 high school games, maybe?
Yeah, I think we got around 40, but I tried to steal every time I got on.
Second and third, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
That's awesome. So you played center field in high school?
I was all at short during high school.
Okay.
During the summer circuit is when I would play all my outfield stuff.
Gotcha. That's they say they recruit from the middle when they talk about college recruiting and obviously drafting stuff, pitcher, catcher, shortstop, center field, middle of the field. A shortstop center field combo is, looking at the Pirates, they got, what's his name running around out there in center field now, right?
Yeah, O'Neal Cruz.
Cruz, man. And
yeah.
That's a shortstop moved over. Obviously it's
right.
The shortstop can usually go anywhere. That's why I think it's such an important piece when it's the younger levels. You were going to go to LSU. That was your commitment. Yep. Which one of my favorite teams in the country. Why them? Obviously, you had options.
Yeah. So through the whole recruiting process, I just feel like Jay Johnson, he was just he was on me the whole time. We would sit down and do Zooms and talk hitting, and that was before I was even committed. So I just knew if I went to LSU, I was going to develop, and he has a great track record of getting outfielders to the big leagues. So he kind of had a good resume, and I loved it, and I was ready to be on board. And winning program too. They were winning a lot back when I was coming through high school, and they're still winning today. So he's a winner.
Well, back when you were coming through high school was about 6 months ago. So yeah,
Yeah.
it's wild to see, man, how young you are. Obviously at 6. What are you? 6 what?
About 6'4".
6'4", 225.
Yeah, 225.
That's crazy. And you reclassed, didn't you?
Yeah, I skipped my sophomore year to kind of get a year ahead.
So you should be a senior now.
Yeah, should still be in high school.
Could you imagine?
Yeah, it'd be fun.
That's crazy. Yeah, I saw something I was watching a bunch of clips of you, and I played shortstop in high school, outfield in junior college. I'm not comparing myself to you, but in the outfield, one of my favorite things to do, I used to and I coached for a while, and I used to tell all my outfielders, I'm like, when an infielder robs a guy of a hit, he's unless it's a double down the line, he's robbing a guy of a single. In the outfield, anytime you rob somebody, it is always an extra base hit you're robbing, always.
Yep.
And I used to tell my guys, like, how bad that feels as when you hit the ball and some dude lays out in the gap and you just thought you had a triple, now you're out. I used to tell them, like, you want to give that to as many guys as possible. Mm-hmm. And I saw a clip of you talking about the graveyard mentality.
Yeah.
You want to talk about that just for a second? Because I loved it so much.
Yeah. So I've always heard the graveyard mentality through USA Baseball. That was a big thing for the outfielders, was laying hits to rest in the outfield. And when you're out there should be nothing dropped in your area. Like you gotta make it a graveyard. And I just always had that mentality. You gotta have a good mentality when you're on the field. So any little thing like that was definitely a bonus. So kind of use that, laying out for balls, just throwing my body on the line to try to save an extra base hit.
I like that. Is that like the mentality for you when you come into a game? Is it hard to, I guess not so well now, same thing, but in high school when you are as good as you are and you're pretty sure what the future holds, obviously, as a high schooler, stay healthy, do your thing. You're going to go very high in the draft. You're that guy. Was it easy for you, or was it difficult to keep the team mentality sometimes of, a team of guys that I coached high school baseball, so I know that you got all the different guys on there. Some guys that are just playing for fun, some guys that want to go to college, and some guys that want to go to pro, some guys that will graduate and never want to play again. To put the wins and losses aside a little bit and go, hey, I did what I need to do today, or was it you love to be, every game was, we're here to win, this is what we're doing? And how much, if that was the case, did that kind of shape the player you are?
Yeah. So this is something I think about a lot, because like my first high school game this past senior year I think there was like 52 scouts there, and they were just surrounded the cage, and like I could feel like everybody just watching me. But I also thought about, like, I wonder how my teammates feel about all this. So like the whole season, I really just tried to, when we're on the baseball field together, kind of show them that, hey, it's not just all about me. Like, I want to win as a team. I want to play to, score runs. I'll take my walks and trust the guys behind me to hit me in. Like, I wanted just to play together. And once I did that, I was able to like let go of all the pressure of, there's tons of eyes on you right now, because it's a big year. Like, if things go south and during your senior year, like I'm probably at LSU right now. I'm not sitting here. So it was definitely a good thing for me to be able to just let all that go and try to be a team player and try to win. I think that's, why I had the success I did.
Yeah, it makes sense. And obviously, if you're playing at your best team's going to benefit. You guys, I mean, 4 straight state titles for you when you were there.
Mm-hmm.
Was it 7 consecutive?
Yeah, it was 7 in a row as a school, and I was part of 4.
Is this were you guys that good, or what was the competition? I mean, is you're
Yeah.
what's it Jackson Prep? Is that what it is, right?
Yeah, Jackson Prep. We had some pretty good competition in our conference. People really hate on Mississippi baseball, but I mean, there's a lot of good athletes, a lot of good players that come out of Mississippi, and there was always good pitching through our conference, especially the bigger private schools. So it was always decent through playoffs and stuff like that. So we weren't really just handed it. We had to work for it.
That's what I assume. But anytime you see 7 in a row, my first thought is there's either some old baseball guy that is the head coach that's been doing it forever and just has the program down, or whatever the case. But that to me is a big piece too. Being part of a winning culture like that plays big time in the long run for you guys to know what the expectations are and carry them throughout the rest of your career.
Yeah, for sure. It's kind of tough, like being in minor league baseball when you play so many games, and not if you lose a game, like people don't care as much. Like in high school, if we lost, it was like almost the end of the world, you know. So it's weird, kind of seeing the different mentalities, but this is part of it. Pro ball, I guess.
Yeah. Speaking of pro ball, how old were you when you signed with the Pirates?
I was 18.
Okay. 18, 6.5 mil. What's that feel like? Because I'll never know.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. I mean, I grew up, and not a ton. So it's pretty cool to, know I have the financial support. I know I can take care of my body, take care of myself. Like I have the option to do that. So just making sure I'm living good, eating good, and that's what I'm most thankful for.
Yeah, I think that's obviously you've been raised pretty well. I can just I in listening to a lot of things you've done already, and just hearing you and checking you out on social media, watching you play the game. Family, big thing for you. Faith, what is it that keeps you outside the baseball field as a human being?
Yeah, I have a wonderful family. Mom and dad, they're always checking in, making sure I'm good. My dad's a coach. He coaches softball at the college level, so he's kind of my hitting guy. We work all off season together. My mom, she's always checking in, and she retired from a school district, and now she's got kind of like a smaller job at a little private school. And so she's always been the best. I got 2 brothers, one older brother, one younger brother. So kind of raised in the middle. Got beat up by my older brother a little bit. Made me tough a little bit. And then I got a younger brother who's a really good athlete. Just trying to kind of guide him, but have a wonderful family. Everybody's kind of tight together, and we're all raised in the church, and I'm big in my faith, so I kind of lean on that a lot through this whole process, because that's where I find my peace, and I know that at the end of the day, like, baseball is not the end of the world. It's not. It doesn't have to be my identity all the time. So that's kind of what I believe in, and but yeah, it's nice to have such a wonderful family, and find peace in that.
I love hearing that. I love hearing what's important to you, and especially from a guy who is drafted 9th overall, makes a boatload of money. Your whole existence right now professionally is compete every day, get to the next level, make it to the top. To talk about it not being your identity is a big deal, because so many kids. I coached high school baseball for 9 years, so seeing how much not more important they made it, but it doesn't always need to be important.
Yeah.
It needs to be important when you're playing, when you're practicing, when you're doing it, when you're taking care of your body afterwards. But when you're not, it's like, go play some video games, go hang out with the girl, do anything else, because guys, this game is so tough. It's like, if you ride it in and out of the field, I think you're just gonna struggle.
Yeah. It can be tough. Like during this pro season, like I think a lot about never be too high, never be too low. Like you just gotta kind of keep it consistent, because it can
Have you?
change every day, especially playing
Mhm.
6 games a week. Like you might have 3 good games, 3 bad games, but you got to have that same mentality like every time you wake up. And that's what I've learned the most, is how to kind of leave everything at the field when I come home, and just be able to enjoy life in the mornings, and just try to be a normal human being for a little bit, and then we'll kick it into that athletic mode.
Yeah, in the short pro career you've had so far, what's one of the like the not lowest, but one of the first moments you had where you're like, man, this is a tough one for me, or whatever it might be.
Yeah, I would say the first series we played like a 3 game series and down in Daytona. Had a decent first game, got 2 hits in my first pro game, and then I was like, all right, got 2 hits, stole 2 bags. I was like, here we go, we're going
Do,
dominate
do,
this. And
doing what I do. Yeah.
yeah. But game two, got in there feeling good, and then went over 4 with 4 Ks, and I was like,
Hey.
I remember going back to the hotel room. I was like, I was almost on the verge of like tears, because I was like just torn apart. Like my mentality was just crushed, and I really had to find myself. And but it's good. Like I've had some tough games, had some really good games, and it's just part of it. Like that's where I've learned to just try to be consistent, and be super strong mentally. And it just goes back to having a good family at home. Like everybody's always checking in, making sure I'm good and all that.
So that game 1 and 2, you said?
Yeah, that was 1 and 2. Yeah.
So you come out of the gates feeling good, couple hits, couple stolen bags, same thing you were doing in high school, same thing you were doing everywhere, and then game 2 over 4 with a golden sombrero, and you're like, oh man, where
Yeah.
do I belong? That's the thing about it. When it's good, it's so good. When it's bad, it feels so bad
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, it does, man. It's tough, but got a lot of games to play this year, so I luckily I kind of got over it. But it can be tough. It can really wear on some people.
Well, the lot of games are as good as they are bad. When it's going good, having a lot of games is like nice. Let me go get another
Yeah.
2 for 4 day. Let me go 3 for 4. Let me hit a bomb tonight. When it's going bad, you're like, I don't want another 4 ABs right now. I just want a
Yeah.
week off.
Yeah. That's right.
That's crazy. Do you is there any you're from Mississippi, and is there any culture shock here? Like when you get to pro ball and the teammates and the way the game is played, as far as everybody's there everybody on the team is trying to leave the team,
Yeah.
right? And
Yeah.
in every level other than the big leagues, they're all
Yeah.
trying to get out of there. So it's an eye guy situation, whether you want it to be or not. And there's nothing wrong with it
Yeah.
at this level. But is there a culture shock or anything for you that you're like, man, I got half my teammates don't speak English, or is there anything like that that you're just like, this is wild?
Yeah. I mean, coming into pro ball, like I didn't realize how many like Latin players there would be. So I really had to get used to that. But they've been great. It's kind of fun to be around their energy. They're always come to the field ready to go.
Mhm.
But as much as like it seems like everybody's trying to get to the next level, like I've actually experienced where we're kind of just playing as a team. Like my first go at it has been pretty good. I'm sure there will be teams down the road where I'm like, man, everybody's kind of doing their own thing. Like it's kind of crazy. But I haven't really seen that a whole lot yet. I saw it a little bit when I was in big league spring training. I mean, there's roster cuts, so it's kind of more of a competition there. But yeah, I haven't really seen it too much here in my first season.
How good do you think that was for you? Because baseball is such a business, a cutthroat business. How big do you think it was for you to get that spring training invite and just see that level of it right out of the gates, pretty much, right?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
mean, to see that and go, okay, I knew what I was coming to spring training for, and it wasn't to make the big league team this year, right? But as
right.
your first year, so you got to see it all without really, I guess, the stress of, oh, am I going to get cut? Am I going to get sent down? Like you didn't really have to worry about that as much, but you got to see it.
Yeah,
How big was that for you?
yeah. I think it was super big. I was really excited to get the big league invite, I really didn't know what to expect. Like my agent called me, and I was excited, but I didn't know what that really meant. But once I got there, and I got treated like a big leaguer. I was in the locker room with them, and it was really cool. Like I feel like that really prepared me for this year more than anything. Just being around those guys, they all kind of leaned on me and gave me advice, and talked about their first year, what they would do different, and all that. Like it was really awesome, and getting to play in the big league games. I would sit on the bench until about the eighth inning. They'd be like, "Hey, you're gonna go play center for 2 innings, and you might get an AB." And it was fun. Like it was fun. A lot of big crowds, and I remember getting my first ever hit, and it was in front of like the Pirates crowd, and it was pretty cool to see the fan base. So it gave me a little perspective of what being in the big leagues would be like, and definitely makes me want to get there as quick as I can.
Yeah, I know that. I know there's a lot of reasons for that. And what who was somebody that you remember a good conversation with, or a veteran in during that time that you gave you good advice, or you enjoyed kind of being around and learning from?
Yeah, I would say Henry Davis. He was really good. He taught me a lot about routine. Isaiah Kiner Falefa. He was awesome when I was working with him at short. Just he's a veteran Gold Glover, so he knew how to get there. He's been through struggles and stuff like that. So it was cool to talk with him. And it's always good to be around Andrew McCutcheon, just the veteran that he is. He almost seemed like a coach a lot of times. Just at practice, it was fun to see. And
He's one of my favorites. I think that's a guy I would pick his brain and just be like, "What's up, man?
yeah,
Talk to me,
yeah,
please."
it's
That's
cool.
good.
Yeah,
So you got that experience. Now you're in. Is it low A right now? Is that where you are?
yeah, low A, yeah,
Low A. I can't imagine it's going to be for too long. You're a guy that, I mean, I guess if you continue doing what you're doing the way you're doing it, one of the fast track guys, as they call them, and not in a pressure way. It's like I used to always tell guys that in high school that would go to play in college, I'd say, just remember you're there because of what you've done, not because of what they expect you to do. So go be you, do your thing. You don't all of a sudden get to pro ball and say, I have to now be this other guy. It's like, no, you
yeah,
need to be the guy they drafted and do your thing. So if you keep doing that and you look at it and go, okay, yeah, there's a chance that I can be fast tracked is what it is, but up there sooner than a lot of guys may get up there. How's that mentally for you? But I don't feel like it would be anything crazy because your whole life you've kind of been the guy, and it's
yeah,
been perform the way you perform, work the way you work, and this is what's going to happen. Is that
yeah,
how it feels now?
yeah. I mean, I know what I can do, and I know the type of competitor I am, and I really feel like I could, be one of the fast track guys. But you just got to perform, and you just really got to show up every day, take it day by day. That's what I've kind of told myself. I try not to think about when I'm going to get moved or whatever, because it's not I'm out. It's not my control. Like it's in somebody else's hands, and I just got to give them a reason to think about it a little harder. So that's just how I kind of go about it, and it's been good that way, and I just kind of try to be in the moment and enjoy where I'm at right now.
That's why I always tell guys, I'm like, I guess your only goal is to be at the top of the list when they start considering people,
Yep,
because you have no control over any of it,
yep, no
which is
doubt.
crazy. It's a crazy world. Let me ask you this. Dendy, is this your girlfriend?
Yeah, yeah,
Is that how you say it?
yep, Dindy, yep.
Okay. I saw a clip of you. A kid comes up to you and he's like, "Hey, Dendy said you'd give me a bat." And
Mm-hmm.
I see you like, "Who?" And you said Denny, and you went, "Okay, well, I guess I have to." Did she actually say that to the kid, or did the kid just go, "I'm just gonna say this"?
That he tricked me. He pulled a trick because I texted Dindy right after. I was like, "Did you meet these people at spring training or something?" And she was like, "I have no idea what you're talking about."
That's crazy. That for the people listening or watching, tell this story real quick.
Yeah, so it was after a game. I was walking back to the clubhouse, and there was a family kind of just waiting to get an autograph, and um, the little kid comes up and is like, "Hey, Dindy told me you would give me a bat," and Dindy's my girlfriend, and I was like, I kind of said like, "Who?" Because I was kind of shocked, and
Mm-hmm.
he was like, Dindy did," and I was like, "Well, I guess if she told you I'd give you a bat, I guess I'll give you a bat," and so I gave him a brand new bat and handed it to him, and I guess he didn't they didn't really tell me it was a trick at the time, but I saw the video that you're talking about, and um, I saw a comment that was like, "We pulled the oldest trick in the book" or something, and I was like, "Oh my goodness."
Goes from like, okay, little guy, here's a bat, to like, that little shit. That's
Yeah, and
funny, man.
it kind of started a trend because it's happened. Like there's been kids do it to me. I'm like, nah, she didn't say that. Like I'm not falling for it this time.
I gave her explicit directions after this. Don't tell anybody else that.
That's right. That's right.
That's funny, man. The things you guys, I think, just go through on a daily basis, fun stuff like that you look back and go, this little, what, the kid looked like he was what, 10?
Yeah, yeah. I
You're
think
like,
so.
come on, buddy. I mean, I think as a kid, there's no way I would do that as a kid.
I know.
Kids
I
these
know.
days got some guts, because there's not a chance I would go up to a guy like you as a 10-year-old and be like, lie to you and get a free bat and be like, all right, got him.
I know. I know. These kids, they're asking for everything these days. They want batting gloves, and they don't really realize like the bats and stuff. I mean, I have a good deal with Marucci where I get a lot of bats, but I only have like probably 10 or so like in my locker, and I use them every day. So it's not
Hmm.
just like I can throw them out to anybody. But no, it's fun. And I'm glad we have good fans.
Yeah, they all think you got endless whatever you want.
Yeah,
Let
that's
me get
right.
that. You can go get another one tomorrow, which
Uh-huh.
is not exactly the case. That's funny,
Yeah.
man. The fans. Now, how do you um this is always a crazy thing to me, the draft, because I saw a clip of you getting the phone call saying, "Hey, we want you." And you said, "Awesome, sweet." And then I watch you as the pick is getting ready to be announced with the family, friends, whoever you
Mhm.
were with, and I see your hands, they're like white knuckling, and it's like,
Yeah.
how much of you is like, they might call me. There's a little piece that I've seen enough stories where it's like, oh,
Yeah.
I was guaranteed these guys were taking me, nobody took me. How much of that, even though it's pretty much a sure thing, is not until it is?
Yeah, I mean, the draft process is different. It's different than a lot of people think. Um, for me, it's just kind of nerve wracking, kind of stressful, just because I was sitting there waiting. I knew I had a lot of interest from the Chicago White Sox at number 5, um, and then they went pitching, and we didn't expect them to do that at all. So it was just like a lot of unknown, and I knew the Pirates were super high on me. I mean, we had a big Zoom the day before, so like I knew there was a chance, and my agent called me and it was like, "Hey, the Pittsburgh Pirates want you here. They're gonna take you." And I guess you just don't believe it until you hear your name called. So it
Yeah.
was once my name was called, I was able to relax and enjoy the night with everybody. But I was kind of tight, just kind of nervous the whole
What
night before that.
did you know? When did you find out the White Sox didn't draft you, when they announced their pick, or did they let you know before?
Well, so they took Hagen Smith, and so he's part of my agency. So my agent kind of heard a little before the pick, and so when my agent kind of called me, and he was like, "Hey, the White Sox are going to go pitching here," um, and so our next bet is probably the Pirates, because we kind of knew the teams in between that were probably going to go college bat or college arm, and um, but I kind of knew the Pirates were the next team, and just kind of crossed my fingers to hope I could, be at the top of their board.
Yeah. I always think about that when I see guys getting drafted, and just the uncertainty right up till the name is finally called, and they're like, okay, good. Like, they don't. I'd be the same way. I'd be like, don't celebrate when I hang up this phone. Well, let's celebrate when we hear it on the TV, because
That's right.
that's a tough gig, man.
Yeah,
It's it's tough. It's a bummer that, I guess, you're privileged to have that stress, but it's a bummer that there's so much of it that is stressful added to really all high school and above players, where high school players are stressed about getting a scholarship and they don't get to play as freely because they think, I went 0 for 2 at this tournament in the middle of nowhere where no scouts were. It's like, well, no scouts were there anyways. Didn't matter if
Yeah.
you went 2 for 2 with 2 bombs or 0 for 2 with 2 Ks. Like, go play the game,
Yeah. Yeah.
and to play it day to day. Because I did the same thing when I coached high school baseball. We played against Mickey Moniak, who was 1-1 in like 2016, and I had a couple guys every year. I coached a good high school that were college draft guys, and there'd be a couple scouts at every game, 3 or 4. If we got 5 or 6, it was like, oh wow, cool. I walked out of my office for the game against Moniak, and there was probably 300 people there,
Yeah.
and it was literal like GMs, and I'm like, oh, this is a whole different ball game. So
Yeah. Yeah.
and all my kids, like, I try not to be mean, but I'm like, hey man, none of these guys are here for you. Play the game, have fun. Like, doesn't matter
Yeah.
what you do today. Like,
Yeah.
enjoy it and enjoy the moment. But it has to be a tough gig to play in front of that every day as a 17, 18-year-old doing your thing.
Yeah. Yeah. It can be. It was tough sometimes. Like that, I had to delete Twitter during the whole process just because, all the people there, they're taking video and, they may put it on Twitter and you're just kind of checking. You're checking to see what's going on. Who's mentioning you in a video or anything, like. And I had to just like delete it and get away from it and just kind of, play for myself and for my team, and kind of just do my best that way because you get caught up in a lot of social media stuff, what people are thinking. Like that's when the struggle starts happening, is when you start worrying about what these scouts or what other people were thinking. And it goes back to just trying to win games for my team. That's kind of how I escaped all that.
Yeah, and at your level too, they're not looking for good things because they already know them. They're looking for, oh, yep, guy can't hit a changeup. Oh, there's a hole in his swing. Oh, liability here. It's like you're not going to find too many positive things
Yeah.
when you're that good because people already know.
Yeah.
It's very interesting. It's very interesting. I know you are getting ready to get to a game soon. Let me ask you like 3 quick questions. What's one of the funnier things that in pro ball here that has happened to you, or you've seen, or you just went, well, this is crazy?
Oh man, I don't even know.
Not too many yet, huh?
Yeah, I haven't really had too many yet. I mean, we always have a good time in the locker rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, something funny like where they like put us up right after the draft. We're kind of just in these like tiny dorms. It's always a good time with your buddies. People think you're in these like amazing hotels or whatever. It's
Yeah.
kind of like the lower end dorms, and I mean that was kind of funny to me because it was kind of shocking. I really didn't know what to expect.
Didn't expect that, huh?
Nah.
Similar to, I mean, that's what I don't think a lot of people understand. They look at you and go, oh, sign for $6.5 million. Like, this guy's said he's living the dream. It's like, then you go to low A and you're like, you think this is the dream? Come on this bus with me. Sit at this stadium with nobody in it. Play this game it's like, you guys, what's the grind of that like after your whole process of being, and everybody goes in the same boat. You are player of the year 10 times your senior year. Everybody's on you. You get drafted, paid a bunch of money, and now you're in the same exact boat with the guys that got a $10,000 signing bonus, and you're all climbing the same ladder.
Yeah. It's that, like, I really feel like once you sign, like, none of the financial part even means anything anymore. Like, that's all just a tool to, help you achieve a dream. That's kind of how I look at it. And so, like, I have a lot of respect for the guys that, sign later in the rounds, but they still show up to the field, as happy as can be, ready to play. And I have some really good buddies that are kind of in that situation, but, they're really good ball players. They just kind of, were unfortunate to, be a senior signee out of college. And, but, they brought so much knowledge to me. I have a lot of good buddies that taught me how to cook, and like none of the financial stuff matters. Like once you get on, get with your, your signing class, like everybody's close and, just having a good time. You don't see the money in people anymore. Like you're just a teammate, and it's just a good time.
Yeah. What are you cooking? What are you learning here?
Yeah, doing some steaks, some learning how to grill some hamburgers, just kind of simple stuff, and
Uh,
I've cooked some breakfast stuff, so just kind of figuring it out.
I've seen. I would assume you knew how to do that because I've seen a little bit of your life, and it's very much the Mississippi. I see the
Mhm.
quads, I see the fishing, I see the hanging. I don't know what
Yeah,
kind of car you drove, but I could picture the pickup truck and the like a
yeah,
like a country music video is what your
yeah,
life looked like.
yeah, yeah. Very much so. Love Mississippi. Like I'm ready to get home in the off season and do some hunting and fishing. That's what I love to do.
That's awesome. All right, last two questions here, and you can take your time on these if you need. Um, if something you wish you would have done differently as a kid coming up through the sport, and this could be something that for kids listening, something that you would obviously your thing has worked out very well, but if you could give some advice to some kids on how you might change a thing or two when you were coming up.
Yeah. I would probably say like you don't have to go to every single tournament to get your name out there. Like a lot of times I would, go play in Hoover and then drive to Atlanta and then go to North Carolina. Like I was all over the place. My like year after sophomore year, like I was all over the place, just playing tournaments, and it can wear on your body. Just know like if you go to the big showcases and stuff like that, like you can get your name out there by doing well, and as long as you're just keeping it fun, and you don't want it to feel like a job, especially when you're playing travel ball. Like that's the time to kind of let loose and enjoy being out there with your teammates. So just trying to keep it fun, and taking care of yourself, and uh, you don't have to play in every tournament in the world. You can just hit the big ones, and if you do good, that's great. If not, maybe go play one. But just know that high school baseball matters too. It's not all about tournament ball.
I love that advice. As a high school baseball coach, thank you for the
Yeah,
ending there where high school baseball matters. It's the only thing that I mean for 5 6 months you're together with one goal and it's a season and every game matters, and I think
yeah,
it's one of the coolest things regardless of what it
yeah,
brings you from a scouting and all that. It's one of the probably the most fun. Would you say high
yeah.
school's the most fun teams you were on?
Yeah, definitely. Especially because you're playing for a championship. You're representing your school, and you're in math class with your teammates 1 hour, and then lining up for the national anthem at 6:30. It's just it's different. It's fun though. Like I loved high school. I wish I could still be a senior and go back and play this year. It meant that much to me.
That is awesome. I love that. And then last thing, I'm going to start this show. I just care about life. I guess this whole thing is really about getting to know the person more than the player because we see what you do, and I think it's huge to have people see you guys as human beings, you know. So let me ask you this. What I'm gonna have you ask a question to our next guest. And I saw this on a different podcast. I took it from them. I'm not going to take credit for it, but I really like it. Um, Obviously, you don't know who the guest is. We might not either, but
Mhm.
just a question, a general question they're just going to be a baseball guy, but something
Yeah.
they can answer, whether it's about faith, life, baseball, whatever you want.
Okay. All right. Let's go with this. If you could change your mentality each year, how would you change it? Like, what type of mentality would you take year to year? What has worked in the past, and what could you get better at to try to grow as a player?
Oh, love that. Love that. It's a good
Yeah,
question. If we got a seasoned big leaguer, maybe that'd
yeah,
be a
yeah,
great question.
yeah. That'd be cool.
Um, awesome, man. I know you got to get to the field soon. What a good talk, man. Anytime I get to chat with guys like you, it's so cool for me because it becomes personal. Now I get to watch you and root for you and
Yeah,
follow
yeah,
the journey, and you're gonna be a fun one to follow, man. You keep doing what you're doing, and it's not gonna be long, but regardless of that, I love to know that your life, your faith, your family as a human being, you're good. Your head's in a good space, and baseball is kind of the icing on the cake for you, which I think a lot of people can take some value from that. So thank you for the time. Who are you guys playing today? Where are you at? What do you got?
We're at home. We're playing the Clearwater Threshers, the Phillies low A. So
sweet, man. Where are you at? Shortstop today? Center field? We don't know.
I'll be in center today. Yep.
Graveyard mentality.
That's right.
All right, man. Thanks again for the time. Appreciate you so much. Have a good game today. Have a good series, and keep enjoying the ride, man.
I will. I appreciate you, man.
All right. Thank you. We'll talk to you soon.
Sounds good.
All right. That right there is one of my favorite things about this podcast and being able to do what I do is I get to talk to guys like him early on in the story, early on in the journey, and you get to root for him, man. You get to know him, you get to like him, and you get to root for him. You get to hope that they find success, and when you do, when they do, I should say, you get to. It's another person in this world to root for, and I think that's important to have people that you can be genuinely happy for. Because I think we need more of that. I think we need more genuine happiness for the people around us. It's not always about what do you have, what do I have. It's about, can I just be happy for somebody that's getting something without feeling like, why don't I have it? So, because I don't have the big league talent. I know that. But these guys do, and I'm excited to watch that kid's journey. I want to thank you for listening, and that's going to do it for today. We are back probably tomorrow or the next day. As always, we are just pumping the content out for you guys. So like, subscribe, listen, follow, do whatever you got to do to help support us for free. We're not going to ask you for no money. That wouldn't be cool. We're just going to ask you for views, interest, and listen, we're not asking you to do something you don't want to do either. Give us some feedback. If you want to see more guests or you want to see more certain questions, we don't want to give you a product you don't enjoy. So let us know. A little bit more of this, a little bit less of that. I can take the critiques. I could take the praise. I could take the criticism. I could take it. So let me know, guys. This is our show, really, when you break it down. So appreciate you being here, and let's get some tunes right here to get us on out of here. This song, by the way, some people have asked, is by Mo Lauda and The Humble. It's called Why Can't I Touch It?